My topic is going to be interrogating neo-colonialism in the light of ethnic rewiring. A lot of words. I remember back then in school, during government class, anytime we hear anything concerning separation of powers, democracy, colonialism, systems of government, our brains will automatically go up. But ironically, today I'm currently majoring in history in the university. Some of you today, when you put on the television, you wholeheartedly and very enthusiastically skip the Al Jazeera and CNN and BBC News down to on your way to Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network or what else you watch these days. Or do you watch this? Now, what you don't realize is that international news that you may think is for your fathers and for your mothers. Hello? International news that you think is for your fathers and for your mothers pertains to you, and it will concern you on the long run, locally, even here as you are in Nigeria. Policies made outside the country have their factors that affect the country, both locally and internationally. Now, neo-colonialism, put in simple terms, can be seen as the use of economic or social or cultural factors to influence the policies of a country, especially a former colony. Now, there have been movements by several historians and commentators on the need to unscramble Africa. Now, this scrambling has been seen to produce nothing but conflicts here and there, ethnic-based discrimination and violence. Now, there have been movements by many of these historians to unscramble the continent. I came across a work written by our very honorable father, Dr. Chidiere, in a work titled "The Poem to Unscramble Africa." And he wrote, I quote, "The way forward is to unscramble what Europe scrambled at the Berlin Conference, 1894 to 1885, and to remap African localities according to the preferences of ethnic groups. What this would mean would be to erase the lines that have been drawn by these colonial masters and draw new ones that will have a huge dependence on the ethnicities in that locality." Now, partitioning occurred during a short time historians would like to call the New Imperialism, which occurred from 1881 to 1914. And this division has seemed to have brought a Eurocentric division of the continent. Today, we have ethnic-tainted conflicts and discriminations and segregations in a country because many African tribes are forced to live in one country irrespective of the diverse ethnicities they share. Coming closer to home, to Nigeria, it is not news to any Nigerian the conflicts that exist between the northern and the southern parts of the country. Most popular are the movements by the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, who seek to create an independent state of Biafra, consisting of today's south-south, south-east, and some parts of the middle belt as well. These movements have been said to have been spurred from the conflicts that occur between the northern and the southern parts. Some Nigerian historians even go as far as arguing that Lord Logan's actions in 1914, which were to annex the northern and the southern protectorate, his decisions, they argue, to be erroneous and incorrect, as the interests being protected were those of the Northern Protectorate, over whom he then presided as the High Commissioner. It remains a mystery to me. Sometime back in 2016, when I was in Istanbul, Turkey, I came across some young men in a clothes store I went to. And as I was about checking out, this man asked me, "Where are you from?" And when they heard me say Nigeria, you could see the way their eyes lit. And they began speaking Igbo to me. Some said the Oluoma. What echoed that day was Kedu. I remember even before leaving the store that day, somebody told me Kachiko right in the middle of the day. The joy they shared in speaking the African language, sharing in the Nigerian culture, didn't stop them from conversing the entire time in Turkish while I was there. Your culture, your beliefs, your people, your traditions and your norms, it's not a case of pick one and leave the other. It has been instilled in you right from childbirth to now, to guide you and serve as a pivot to an anchor wherever you find yourself. It's so bad that today we have new generation indigenous Nigerian or African people that do not speak their own native languages. Our culture slowly wane as we embrace that of the Western world and jettison the attributes of our Africanism. Now, a prospect, a theory I came up with to actualize this would be in Nigeria to create the possibilities of the conducting of examinations and the conducting of classes to be in either the English language or the language of the geopolitical zone where the school in question is being located. A school in Enugu, for example, will be able to conduct classes and examinations in either the English language or the Igbo language, whichever the students find themselves more comfortable in expressing. What this would do would create a huge employment opportunity for skilled personnel, teachers especially, who are skilled in either one or both of the languages, to have a job opportunity and even create for teachers to learn the languages of the geopolitical zone of their desired employment zone. Now, generally tackling this xenocentrism, a term that refers to one's belief that his culture is inferior to another, would be to imbibe this culture and also create a feeling of ethnocentrism spread throughout to the average African. Many of us are guilty of walking into supermarkets or shops and going directly to pick the American brand or the European brand or the foreign brand of a particular community without even acknowledging the local brand there. Sometimes we will go to a store and for every made in Nigeria print we see on a clothes or on a bag or on a shoe, we take a step backward. I remember back then in school, since I came yesterday, I've been trying to see someone that has been putting on a shoe, but I haven't seen. But back then in school, we wore designer shoes that if I begin to explain them to you, you would think I was lying. So we had people that would make fun of you for wearing unbranded shoes like these I'm wearing now. They would call them Africa inspired or Obioma Taylor or Abba made shoes. Now, this thing they did was because of the xenocentric feeling they had that possessing a foreign brand of a shoe or a bag or a clothes gives them an edge over someone that is wearing a branded shoe or sandals like you are. As young Africans, we should learn to build up our individual and personal gifts and resources rather than depending on the Western versions of them. So the next time you walk into a store, especially for some of you that are looking to further your education in the United States or the United Kingdom, don't let go of where you are from. Rock those Abame shoes. Get clothes that scream Nigeria. Let them know where you are from. What is of greatest importance to you all as young upcoming Africans, Nigerians, is that we all have a shared and immense love for the country and imbibe the spirit of patriotism that our founding fathers once shared. To take this country globally, have a pride for the country, because once you do not, you are already disadvantaged in the modern order of things. I hope you all have been able to understand my talk today. Thank you very much for listening.
My name is Interrogating and I'm SS. My question is said something about South Africa, but how is it possible? Because there are independent states, like in Africa we have many countries. So for you to do that, everybody in Africa has. And so it's not quite possible that everybody will agree. So how is that?
Please, can you give me a round of applause? When discussing about these things in theory, they seem extremely possible. In fact, very sweet to talk about. But going into the politics and the real bureaucracy of achieving many of these solutions to these problems will prove more difficult. In theory, to unscramble Africa would mean to erase all the lines that have been drawn. And then you draw new lines that would encompass new contemporary nations based on the ethnicities that live there. You may see in Nigeria, for example, argued by many historians, is that the North and the South behave like two different countries in entirety. You have the North that practice Islam, they speak outside, they have this particular way of, and then you have the South, and their main religion is Christianity. They practice a particular mode of trade, they are the coastal regions, they practice more of fishery and agro-produce, and they go up there and they are producing more of cash crops and the rest of them. So dividing this country, in theory, drawing new lines about it would mean to separate these two borders and say, okay, southern Nigeria from here, from the middle belt below, would be a new country. And then northern Nigeria, from the middle belt above to the north of Nigeria, would be a new country. Many of these people have proven as a prospect to be the solution of most of the rivalries and conflict that exist, and the ethnic-based repression and discrimination that exists in today's world, today's Nigeria. I hope that answers the question, Kate. Thank you very much.